Hi, how are you? I hope this is like riding a bike. Is the sound okay? Can y'all just put a one in the chat if you can hear me? I'm sorry. I'm just looking on my phone. I've got to do one thing. It's very rude of me. Oh, good Lord. I don't know. This may not be just like riding a bike. All right, there's something I'm trying to take care of, but it can wait. Hold on. One thing. Damn it. I don't know why I didn't do this before. And I am going to say hi to everybody. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. Okay. I think figured it out. Hi to everybody. I'm sorry. Damn it. Okay. Okay. Well, I thought, okay, hold on. I'm trying one more thing. I figured it out. Yes. Okay. How's everybody doing? I'm fantastic. I'm so glad to be back, you guys. It's cool in Florida today. And I'm wearing I broke out my mink vest. It's really overcast. If it's too dark in here, I can put the what's that thing called? The ring light. Mine's not a ring, it's a square. So, hey Queen Ashley, how you doing? Girl, I was talking to you the other day as Jaja. That's my alter ego, you guys. Jaja Gabor. And it's not a coincidence, I don't think, that Jaja's name on Green Acres was Lisa. Hey, Ellen Smith, how you doing? Chasing Justice. Mamita Alicia. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you. Angie B, thank you. It's nice to be back. Redstone, how are you? Constance Chainsaw Sue. Constance, what's the chainsaw about? Are you cutting down? Are you cutting down and taking names? Sugar Plum 69, how are you? Hey, Dazed, how you doing? My friend, long time no talk. Kim Maple, how are you? Mamacita, nice to see you. Oh my goodness. You guys, I was just watching, before I came in here, I was watching Sean Atwood's channel. If you're not familiar with him, he's got a great channel. And God, he's got a big channel. I think it said sorry. Steffers, how are you? Ellen, yes, I did miss the chainsaw story. So somebody can fill me in or point me to a video. Oh, Penny Pink Daddy, I'm sorry I didn't even say hello to you. I gave you a job. I didn't even say hi. Hi, and thank you. Yeah, so Sean Atwood, he's got almost 800,000 subs. He's from England. He got in a little trouble in Arizona back in his younger years, and I think he did 6 years in federal prison. But he's got a great channel where he interviews, kind of like, Soft White Underbelly, another channel that I love. He does his gig on Skid Row talking to the residents of Skid Row. And Sean Atwood talks to lots of people that have been in prison, former gang members. It's just very interesting. But the reason I brought that up I heard him. He was talking to a guy named Joey. I think it was Joey Torres. That dude did 40 plus. Oh, these damn notifications. That guy did like, I want to say 40 years in the California prison system. And so he's interviewing him. And he was talking about an incident that happened. And he said, the unit that I was in when this happened, actually, how did it go? I don't know that he resided in this unit or he was just in that unit doing something. He did some kind of boxing program. So anyway, one of the female guards there who was new was assaulted by a couple of the residents. And the guy, Torres, that he's interviewing says, yeah, she worked on the, whatever the name of the unit was. And this is how they referred to the inmates that reside there. And I thought, well, my God, that kind of sounds like YouTube, true crime community, which, by the way, I'm not trying to be part of. We're getting to that. But the way it was put as to what they called the prisoners residing in this mental part of the facility was they housed psychotics in remission. And I really quickly wrote that down because I thought, well, my God, that's sometimes I think that this community is, more akin to a prison rec yard than what it supposedly is. So, hey Peggy, how you doing? Nice to see you. Soft White Underbelly, that guy's amazing. He's been down there for years interviewing people that live on Skid Row, but he's just got this really nice way about him. Hey, Johanna, how are you? It's nice to see you. Where people open up to him because he is so non-judgmental. That's not easy to do, especially when you are talking to people who, are, I'm assuming, at the lowest part of their life and just in absolute dire straits. And it's not easy to get people to open up to you. And they do it, I would imagine, well, besides the fact that he pays them, but because he is so just non-judgmental. So, okay. Hi, Dank Williams. How you doing? Y'all, I haven't done this in a while, and even when I was doing it on the regular, I'm not great at staying on message and reading the chat at the same time. So I apologize if I miss anyone coming in. I promise that once I get through just a little bit that I want to say, then I'm definitely going to go back through and I want to say hello to anybody I may have missed. And I truly, y'all, I really appreciate every single person who has been so kind and left such nice comments. I really do appreciate it. And I was talking to my husband before I came in here and I said, I have no idea what to expect. It might just be me and one or two other people. And y'all, you would have gotten exactly the same from me if there'd been two of you as there is right now. Okay. So, young at heart. Thank you. It's nice to be back. I think. All right, let's get down to business. Okay, so I think where I should start is why I left and why I left the way I did. And I think I did not go back and look, but I can tell you that I did stay in touch with just a couple people, probably not the people that you would guess. And I'm not going to tell you because it doesn't matter, because that's me and them, and we're friends, and that's not anything having to do with YouTube. I was going to go back and pinpoint it, but I can remember it in my mind. I just can't remember. I know I was not here for Thanksgiving, and I was not here for Christmas. And I can tell you the exact day that I blew it all up. I pushed the button and walked out my office door, and hand to God, I have not, the entire time I was gone. So when I left was Quentin Simon's case was going on. And it was the second, Molly Golightly had just come to the party. She had just come into Savannah, Georgia the day before, or the night before, whatever it was, before I did a stream the following day. And I left. That was in the afternoon. I think it was, later in the afternoon. Hey, Coco, how are you? I think by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock that evening, what the hell was the show? Okay, on Discovery Channel, I think it was what they used to call, they changed the name of the series. Not Fatal Vows. It's the one where at the end of the intro to the show, you see this woman walking away, and there is this huge explosion of fire behind her. And that's exactly what I felt like when I left. That's what I did to my channel. So that was, well, all I can tell you is I was not here. Like I said, I wasn't here I don't believe I was here for Halloween. I definitely was not here for Thanksgiving and or Christmas. It's been at a minimum of 2 months. I want to say it's closer to 3, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to give y'all, hey, Cassie, how are you? I'm just trying to give y'all a little bit of a reference for how long it's been since I've been here. And hand to God, on a stack of Bibles, I did not watch not 1 second of anything on YouTube until probably, I think, Wednesday of this week, maybe Tuesday. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Okay, so that's where we were in time. Quinn Simmons, is it Simmons? Is that how you pronounce it, Simmons? I think it is. I've heard it both ways. I'm just going to say Simmons. That's how I always said it. And truthfully, who's in jail? I know she is. I know the mother is. Did I hear that the father or the boyfriend is in jail? And the mother, is she also in jail? I mean, truly, y'all, I don't know what's going on with that. And it doesn't matter. I was telling a friend the other day that for the first time since I was probably 12 years old, I was in middle school. For the first time since middle school, I truly, I don't even have any interest in true crime at all. I know almost nothing about this Idaho case. I know it's in a place called Moscow, Idaho. I know 4 college kids were killed in their condo or apartment. And that the guy who is assumed the perpetrator was a doctoral student. That's all I know. And I know that the arrest affidavit, which I guess was for the search warrant, something that was previously sealed, has been unsealed. That's all I know. I just I keep getting ahead of myself, which is why I write these notes, because I don't want to be like a ping pong ball going all in backwards order. So, all right. So I did a live that day. That case, that Quentin Simmons case, let's just say, as I'm sure I don't need to tell any of you, tensions were running very high. From my experience and what I saw was basically 2 camps. There were those over here some of whom were in front of the actual house, who are referred to as the tragedy pimps. So there was that camp. And then there were those of us over here, certainly not in front of the house, that were just absolutely disgusted by the tragedy pimps et al. We'll just say. There's a little legalese for you. So I did a live that day, and as many people's on both sides, we'll just say tensions were rising, myself included. It almost got to a point, at least for me, where it became more about this side versus that side, even more than that child. And I know that for me, and I'm sure others who felt like me, the tensions were so high because, I'll just speak for myself. I was truly repulsed by what was going on out there for the justice system, for the U.S. Constitution, the rule of law, because what I saw was, and not just with that group of people, but hey, all change starts small and rolls downhill. And the precedence that a lot of that kind of behavior sets is a very slippery slope. And just because you don't like someone, just because you think someone did something, blah, blah, blah. There's a process. And, those are the rules we live by. The places that don't live by those rules, as a matter of fact, I can tell you the thumbnail that I did for the last video that I'm talking about. It was a picture taken in front of a lovely hotel in beautiful, sunny Cuba, because that's truly what things were. You know, they were starting to take on that vibe. Like, you get this mob mentality where, you know, we just chuck the rule book out the window because we got a feeling, because it gets us views, because it makes us money, whatever the reasons are. So YouTube has lost its fucking mind. That's cute. I like that name. So yeah. So tensions are running very high. And then for the other group on the other side, obviously they're all, you know, getting all kinds of heat from the other side. Tensions were just very high. Higher, I think, than I've seen in other things that are actively being talked about on YouTube. So I did that live, and I knew what I was doing when I did it. And I had gotten to the point where I was so disgusted by everything that was going on and many of the people that were involved in it. And I don't mean involved in it like, you know, the people that truly are involved in it. I mean like the YouTubers. And you know, I've always tried to say things sometimes without really saying them. There was many times that I talked about people without saying their name. But you know, people would know who I was talking about. When I started my channel, I had always said to myself, my husband, the rest of my family, and that wasn't anything I actually said to them, but my goal was to never, ever embarrass myself, embarrass my family. And that doesn't mean that I was never going to say anything that could be controversial, that would piss someone off. No, but I never, and you're never going to see me being the screaming Mimi, the, you know, the lunatic who's gonna just cuss you up one side down the other. That's just not something I'm gonna do. I'm not, until that case and that day, I said some things that, well, I maintain were 100% true. I'm making that plain right now. My thoughts and opinions on groups such as, you know, the catch-all term tragedy pimps. My thoughts and feelings have not changed one bit. I still feel exactly as I felt when I left. And that is because that kind of behavior and what was going on offends my sensibilities. It offended my own personal beliefs in the way I would hope people would, things that I would have hoped would have gone without saying. Like, no one should ever do anything to add to the pain of people who've already suffered a tremendous loss. But apparently that's much more subjective than it is for me. And hey, all of this is to say, I got to the point that day where I think I was too personally, like, I don't know any of these people, including the YouTubers. I was obviously I couldn't see the forest through the trees. Let's just say that. I was getting to the point where I was waking up every morning. I was putting YouTube on and then scribbling notes about, sorry, you guys, I keep getting these damn pop-ups. Scribbling notes about what this one said, what that one said, and oh, I need to make the counterpoint to this, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I was too involved in this. I can feel sympathy for someone. I can feel grossed out by something someone else does, but none of that I needed a reality check. I needed a perspective reset for myself. So when I walked out of that room, and like I said, y'all, I still maintain that the things I said about the people I said them about, well, in my opinion, they were all true. That being said, that's my opinion, and I don't need to say everything that swirls around up here. There should always be a speed bump between here and here. And you know how when you're on a road, you travel all the time, and they first put the speed bumps out? Hell, where I live, they have put those damn, oh my God, those plastic ones. Holy shit. I've had to actually change my whole route, the way I go to run just up to the grocery store, because I always forget that first speed bump on my normal route. And yeah, when you hit that thing going 50. So, but my point is, when they first put a speed bump out, it's pretty high. And then, the more the roads travel, the lower down it goes. And my capacity for restraint was getting lower and lower and lower. And after that day, while I think the things I said were true, that doesn't mean I needed to have said them. I cannot very well sit back and tell anyone else that they should not be cruel to another person or get personal. It was getting very personal for me, and it didn't need to be, because I didn't know any of these people. So it's like, what the hell am I getting all wound up about this? So as we know, hey, Charlotte's Webbing, how are you? As we know how it can work here on YouTube, there comes a point when you say too much, you go too far, and unless you're a dim bulb, which, we have plenty of those, I just don't consider myself to be one of them. But, there is a point where the dam breaks and you have then, put yourself in the line of fire. And for me, that did not happen. I want to make it very plain that when I left, it was completely of my own volition. There was no person did anything to me that caused me to leave. That did not happen. It was 100% on me. I actually wrote out a little message that I asked a couple of people to please read for me. Just basically explaining in a general sense why I did what I did. So after I did that live, I went out in my living room and I started watching YouTube. And there was just something in me nagging at me that said, this has gone too far. This is not what I signed up for. I think anyone would admit or tell you that when you first come to this place, I mean, it's a very steep learning curve. And while I would like to say that this is not a team sport, it is. It definitely is. We're a tribal society. And yes, Joe Rogan, I did appropriate that from you. I love Joe Rogan. And I've been catching up on his podcasts that I love. He talks to, the only ones I don't ever listen to are the MMA ones because I don't care about that. But when I left here up until a few days ago, I didn't just blow my channel up. And when I came in my office to do it, the choice was, I think you could put your account on a hold or something like that, or you can delete it altogether. And I didn't even have to think about it, honestly. I knew, for me, it was time for me to exit the building because I had lost all perspective as far as YouTube was concerned. And I needed to reevaluate some things. Like it was getting to a point for me where I just didn't think it was healthy for me to be so involved in things that I could not have any effect on one way or the other. And were only taking from me my time, my attention. So, despite the fact that I had just monetized not long before that, and I'm proud to say that in my entire YouTube career, I believe I made $24.52. That hand to God, that's truth. I was never here for money. I'm not here for money now. In fact, I doubt I will ever monetize again. And that is not a dig at anyone who is monetized. This is a lot of work, especially if you're going to do it right. So I begrudge that to no one, not any creator. For me personally, it's not gonna, I would never be at the level where it would make enough of a difference in my life to, I don't know. I just feel like for me personally, I just feel like I feel better because I think it comes across like when I say something, I think money always, I don't ever want anybody, pointing the finger at me going, well, you're doing that, you're doing this, but saying that, but you're making money too. It's just not for me. That's all. It's just not for me. Now, I'm not saying no way in hell I will. I'm pledging right now I will never make a dime on YouTube. I'm not going to go quite that far, but I highly doubt that I will. That's just not what drives me, okay? That's not why I'm here. And I am getting to that, I swear. So when I came in my office, I know myself. Listen, all those old sayings that I love so much, and I always tell everybody, I'm a huge fan of irony. Not that what I'm about to say has anything to do with irony, but those old expressions, adages, call them what you will. Well, there's a reason they've been around forever. And what very much applied to this is to thine own self be true. And thine knows herself very well. I think am I 53? I'm 53. I think I'm 53. Y'all, 6 months before I turn the age I'm gonna be, I start saying that I'm that age. So that's how I mentally get, that's how I get geared up for it. I know myself, okay? And I knew that if I did not just monetized, I had about 1,600 subs. And hey, I get it. That's to most people, that's nothing. To me, it was huge because I got them one at a time. I had several people that helped me along the way that gave me shout outs. I'll always be grateful to them for that. I hope I'm in the position to do that for somebody. I assure you I will. But the point is, it meant something to me. My channel meant something to me, and it represented something. And I did not like who I was becoming and what the channel was starting to represent. And unfortunately, the compensation system here on YouTube, well, it very much appreciates someone who can do what I was doing. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of very cruel people on here. You know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm not going to say there's a lot. There are some cruel people on here who very much thrive and do well in what can be a very toxic environment. I'm not one of them. I think most people, hopefully, are not that. It takes a lot of it takes a lot of fortitude to constantly be in a state of anger upset, sometimes fury, I don't know, with anyone and everyone around you. And I just knew that if I didn't blow it all up and burn it to the ground and shut the door behind me, I knew that the temptation after, what probably would have been a few days, maybe a week, the temptation to just slide right back on in where I left off would have been too much. That's what I would have done. I'd have just slid right back into the same spot I was in. And so I blew it up. And honestly, it really, truly was not, it wasn't a very hard decision. I didn't think about it too long, maybe an hour or two. And I don't regret it. And I really didn't know if I would ever come back. But I decided that if and when I was going to come back, I would know when the time was right. Hey, Lil G, how are you? So, and what I had to do for myself to make sure that I honest to God, I needed a complete YouTube cleanse, we'll just call it. And I swear to God, I did not watch not 1 second. I didn't want to. I wanted all of it just to go away. And let me tell you, number one, I recommend it to everyone. I truly do. When you get to the point, if and when you get to the point where you start feeling like I was, it's not that hard to do. It really is not so hard to remove yourself from something that is more, I mean, at that time for me, it was more, there were more negatives than positives. So it was not a hard choice. I'll tell you what was hard. Kind of like, I don't know if any of you ever smoked or still do, but 100 years ago, I used to smoke in my 20s. And when I stopped smoking was literally the minute the little stick test with the positive, the 2 lines to tell you you're pregnant. The minute that pregnancy test said positive, I never touched another cigarette again. But what many people will tell you who used to smoke, or probably this goes for, I would imagine, any habit that you do on the regular, sometimes it's not even the thing itself. It's the situations and the things that you associate with the habit itself. So like when you smoke, I mean, I can tell you for me, when I smoked, it was, oh, well, my God, I'm sure this goes without saying, but if you had a cocktail, oh yeah. And probably smoked double what I would have without it. Okay, so if I had a drink, I had a cigarette. After I ate a meal, I had a cigarette. When I got on the phone, I had a cigarette. You get it. So while I did not miss any of the YouTube shit, not the stories, nothing. And I will tell you that I did look, maybe a week to 10 days later, I Googled Quentin's name just to see if there had been any movement in his case. And at that time, there had not. So while it was not difficult to get away from all of just the shit soup that this place had become. Hey, Lil G, how are you? Did I say hi to you? Oh, Real Gypsy Soul. That's who. That's what I meant to say hi to. And Lil G, I think I said hi to you already. So now you have 2 or 3 highs. South Georgia. Well, hey, in the words of I think Mr. Benny Keys, smoke them if you got them. I'm not gonna hate on you. You smoke out. Oh, Cece, thank you. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. Anyway, so while I did not miss any of the infighting, the backbiting, the whole thing, I'll tell you what I did miss. And what really put into perspective for me just how much YouTube had infiltrated my life. So back then, my typical habit was I would get up in the morning, anywhere between 6 and 8. I would have, you guys, I drink a shit ton of coffee. I have at least 3 cups every morning, and then I have 3 in the afternoon, and I have 3 at night. Yeah. I heard the other day that drinking a lot of coffee is good for you. And I'm like, well, damn, I'm good. I'll live forever. So as I drink my coffee, I catch up on YouTube, whatever happened since I was, last in the building, which probably was the night before, anywhere from, 9 and 12 o'clock, depending on what was going on. When I would go walk the dog, headphones, listen to YouTube. Anytime I would get in my car and go somewhere, YouTube. Hell, I'm in the grocery store with AirPods listening to YouTube. If I was conscious, I was listening to YouTube. I did have I started with a bedtime rule where once I crossed the threshold of the master bedroom and got into bed for the night, no more YouTube. That was my rule, but the rule would get bent and then it just got broken. So like I said, if I was conscious, I was either watching YouTube, scribbling notes in preparation for YouTube, or I was on here live or making a video. So when I tell you that I didn't miss the shit show, but oh my, I had a lot of time and activities in my day that had to be edited and revamped. So let's see. I watched all of Yellowstone, which I love, by the way. Beth Dutton, she is a badass. She's, I think that is one of the best developed female characters on TV that I've seen in a long time. Watched a lot of Netflix. I got a lot of work done. I cleaned out closets. I organized. Hey, Alabama Truth Seeker. Thank you. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. I had a lot of resets I had to do because hi, Lulu. Hey, Tracy Figs, how are you? Oh, Lulu, Yellowstone, that is a great show. And now that I'm done with, nobody tell me, because I've watched all the way to season 5. I'm on episode 5 I watched. I've got 3 left, and I'm going to watch 1883? That one's, I'm sorry. Hey, Tattoos and Unicorns, how are you? So yeah, I'm very blessed. I get to see my family all the time on the regular, and I did even back then. So, but I did. I saw my family more. I highly recommend it. I really, truly do. It was tough, but I think like any other habit that's gotten out of control, it it takes a little while, but it's amazing the capacity that we as humans have to pivot and just readjust. So that's what I did. And the perspective, just from being able to step away. Now, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't, there were a few little birds here and there who would give me little updates, but it was not, listen, it was not the little nitty gritty piddly crap of daily YouTube existence. This one called that one this. No. But if anything fairly eventful happened, there were things I heard about. But watching it, no, I did not. So and now I'm back. And I thought about it. I would say within the last maybe 3 weeks to a month, I really started to mull it over more. Like, the reason that I came here in the first place and why I'm coming back is I still want to wear my clothes. I spent a lot of time in sweats. They might have been designer sweats, but they're still sweats. And yeah, every time I'd open my closet and look at all those shoes, and the only ones I ever wore were, y'all won't even believe me if I tell you, so I'm not going to tell you. You'll just have to guess. And when the weather turned a little bit cool here in Florida, well, I dragged out my lavender UGG flip-flops. So there was that. That never went away. That's really why I started the channel in the first place. I wanted to have an outlet. I wanted to wear my clothes. I wanted to do fashion stuff. And that's where we're going back. So, okay. So, all that being said, I don't have any hate for anyone on here. I don't wish, not one person on here, on this platform, do I wish ill will on. None. Whether you like me or not, whether you think I'm the biggest piece of shit in the world or not, I'm not going to do the apology tour because I already did that one time and turned around and, did it again. So what I am going to say is I am going to do my damnedest, my level best to not get sucked back into the creator on creator bullshit. Because like I said, all the people that I really didn't care for when I was here the last time, I still feel the same way. I just don't need to tell them about it. I think they know. As far as the true crime goes, there are so many creators in this space who are better at it than I am, who are more passionate about it than I am. I'm not saying that I'm never going to talk about it, but we're almost there. I'm going to give you a list of what I am here for and what I'm not here for. So I just wanted to preface it with what I just said, which I'm going to repeat again. And I absolutely mean this. I have no ill will for anyone on this platform. I don't want to see anything bad befall anyone, whether I like you or not. And if it gets to a point where I cannot say that, then I'll leave again. Well, Steffers, girl, listen, don't let anybody ever belittle anything you do because you don't have as many subs. Hippiporium, how are you? It's so nice to see you. I heard the other day a creator who I'm not going to say who it is. I don't need to, but truthfully, I think it was more than one. I've heard that. I heard it the other day. I've heard it many times. You know, somebody who talks down to someone else because, oh, well, you know, you're not shit. You've only got, 58 subs. I don't think I have much more than that. And FYI, unless you buy your subs, everybody starts here. Everybody starts at the bottom. Nobody starts at the top, unless you're a celebrity or something. So, and I can assure you, Steffers, there are creators on here who have 58 times, maybe, well, not quite 1,000, but maybe 500. And I can assure you that number, don't get hung up on that number. That number is not indicative of the quality of the content that you put out. Okay. I would love to say that it is, but we all know it's not. In a perfect world, it would be. Then the metric would be a lot more fair. But, nothing's fair in life and nothing's fair on YouTube. So I'm not hung up on that number. I hope you won't get hung up on that number. And I used to say all the time, and I still mean it, I'm thrilled to death if there is one person who wants to listen to anything I have to say. And so is my husband, because then he doesn't have to listen to it. So that's all I can say about that. Okay. Next, we're going to get, do you guys like my glasses? I love these. Oh, I'm sorry about the reflection. I know it's horrible. When I was in Knoxville, which, oh my God, please do not let me forget to tell you about my trip to 110 Ben Hill Road. Yes, I was there. But I got these when I was in Knoxville. They have a lovely Anthropologie there. It's very small. It's not a big store, but oh God, I saw these and I'm like, I love those glasses. I usually wear like, half this size frame, and they're usually like rectangles. Oh, Days, good for you, girl. Tattoos and unicorn. Whoopi is fine. Whoopi's mom, however, he beat the living shiz out of his mother. I had to take her to the vet the other day. I got up in the morning. You might see her wander in here if you hear something that sounds like scraping on a wall, that will be my cat, because she's wearing, as the vet put it, a party hat. Whoopi fights with his mom, and it's gotten worse lately. And apparently while we were asleep, I guess, at some point they got into it, and Bitchy, Whoopi's mom, got up on the couch, and I was petting her, and I felt like, oh my God, probably the size of a pencil eraser, and they were giant scabs. And Heaven's baby, how are you? Tattoos and unicorns, I know. Just because you outweigh your mother by 15 pounds. I know that because she got weighed at the vet. But as I was petting her, right, you know where their ears come into their head, how they have that little like patch in front of the ears where you can kind of see down to the skin. Well, after I felt the scabs, I was like, holy shit, this was early in the morning. So I have all the way around my house, I have a huge like overhang over the roof because in Florida, it gets so freaking hot here all the time that it keeps the house, you know, shaded. So I put the flashlight on my phone, and when I shined it on her head, I mean to tell you, I was like this waiting for the vet to open. And then I felt on the other side, and she had the same thing, but smaller. And at first, I didn't know what the hell it was. And then when I showed my husband, he's like, well, don't you see? That's where, because I've seen it. Like when the screen porch is open, they love to hang out there. Well, if one's out and two are in or whatever, sometimes, you know how cats are, you know, cats go watch, like, what is that documentary? Oh my God, you guys, there's a show on Amazon. It's a doc. It's called Wildcat. I can't even talk about it because it'll make me cry. But if you go watch a wild big cat, like a tiger or an ocelot in that case, even house cats, you can tell what they descend from, because even mine, who don't go outside, they still have one of them will get behind the wall and they'll do this where they're like winding up, and you know, one grabs the other one by the neck. And as soon as my husband said, yeah, look at where they are, and it was like two, you could tell it was teeth. So I called the vet the minute they opened, and they said, well, we can't get you in until not the next day, but the following day. I called on a Tuesday. They said, we can't get you in Wednesday. The doctor does surgery all day, but we can get you in Thursday morning. So that's what I did. And she was not in any distress. She was acting totally normal. It just freaked me out. Well, Wednesday morning or Thursday morning when I got up, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, now that we know what this is, and, you know, it's all scabbed up and she's acting fine, I'm going to call the vet and just tell him. Because when I called the first time, I said, look, I don't know what this is, but she needs to be seen. So now that we've figured out what it is, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to call the vet. I'm going to tell them. If they don't think they need to see her, then, you know, well, we'll save that money on the vet bill. I get up that morning. What had been two big scabs that morning, Thursday morning, when she was due to go to the vet, were just bloody raw meat. And I was like, oh my God, we're going. We're going to be 15 minutes early. She's fine now. But the vet said, yeah, I'm going to give her an antibiotic injection. She's going to get a steroid injection. You're going to have to give her steroids for 14 days. And she's going to leave with a party hat. So she has this, it's not the hard plastic thing, but it's, you know, like when you have you ever had your arm in a sling? It's kind of like that blue, a little firmer than that, but I have the best hack. I said to the vet, anybody who has more than one animal, especially cats, I don't think dogs do it. If you have more than one cat and you take one cat to the vet, when you come home, the other cats, because I have three, I have the mom and I have her two babies. Whenever one goes to the vet or the groomer, when they come back, the other ones are just hateful and heinous. Well, my God, you think they're like YouTubers. They will hiss. Oh, they're just heinous. So I said to the vet, oh my God, it's bad enough that she's got the hell beat out of her. Now we're going to go home, and the other ones, they're going to ostracize her. They're going to be terrible to her. She told me the most genius thing, and it worked. She said, when you get home, you go get some lotion that's got a scent, Doesn't have to be anything crazy, but you know, not something that's unscented. She said, and all you do on the other two cats, you write on the top of their head, you take a dot of lotion and you put it on their head. She said, and then they all smell strange to each other, so none of them will be nasty to the other one. And damn if she wasn't right. I did it, and not one hiss, nothing. So look at that. You got a hack on how to keep your cats nice, because you don't want to have your cats fighting. Okay. So while now we're at the portion of the program where it may get a tad bit, uncomfortable. Not for me. And it shouldn't, but since not everyone is, fully grown, I guess, here's what I have to say about that. At my channel, everyone is welcome. There is no one here on this platform that I am going to say, well, don't come to my channel. You're not welcome here. Anyone is welcome here. All I ask is that you're not vulgar and, don't be too hideous to the hostess, or to the other people in the chat. If you can't come, hey Pitbull Mama, how are you? Hey Mayor. Everyone's welcome, unless and until, and this goes more for the people in the chat than it does me, because I'm a big girl. I can take it. And when I can't take it, then you just get bounced. But, it's going to take, you're going to have to be pretty shitty to me. But for the other people in the chat, I can tell you that it's pretty rare to go to someone's channel and be in a chat and like every single person that's in there and think they're wonderful. I mean, but that doesn't mean that I can't just avoid them. I mean, y'all know I like my etiquette. I used to say, and I will say again, there's no one here that I could not see at a cocktail party. And, when I belly up to the bar to, get a cocktail, if you're standing there, even if I really can't stand you, I would look at you and say, hi, how are you? And then I would get my drink and I'd go back across the room and, no, just kidding about the, last part. But the same kind of goes for these chats. I can go anywhere and see someone that I don't particularly care for, but I'm not, if I really just can't stand to be in the presence of someone, well, then I'll leave. But I would never expect the person's channel that I'm at to tell somebody to leave because I don't like them. I mean, helpful hint to everyone, and you all know this, but sometimes it bears repeating. And it will definitely be my motto going forward. I cannot control anything anyone else does or says. And I'm not going to try to. I will just control what I control, which is me. So if everybody did that, well, I mean, we would have no problems. So I like who I like. Doesn't mean that you like them. I totally understand that. And if I come into your channel and I go into your chat, and I will tell you this, you guys. Hey, Fizz Crank, how are you? I'll tell you this. I don't go to channels if I don't care for the creator. I don't do that. I mean, I know people do. I just don't. I mean, why would I? There's enough if you want to be aggravated about things, I mean, there's plenty of things in the real world to be, if you want to be irritated. So I don't, I go places where I like the people. So I like, Penny Pimp Daddy. I know that I am. I did that on purpose, just because I'm streaming on 2 channels, you guys, and eventually it will just be one, but because I was starting over, from zero, I was obviously trying to get the word out and figured that other channel, what is now called Fashionistas, Felons, and Fruit Loops. Eventually I'll only be on one, but for now it's on both. So oh, Lil G, that's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that. Skadoodles and Scam Noodle. Who do you like? Who do I like? I like lots of people. I'm going to tell you some of the channels I like. They're not connected. They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be both streaming at the same time. Damn, I want my money back from StreamYard if that's not what it's doing. I didn't need to upgrade to do that. So anyway, that's that. I like who I like. I am not going to have what I call sympathy hate for anyone. So if I come to your chat and you don't want me there because I like someone that you don't like, just ask me to leave. I promise you, I will do that. I will leave and I will wish you well when I do. Y'all, this place could benefit from a big old dose of civility because I just don't know when we got to the point where just because we don't like something someone says or what, it's like, that's why I said this is, in some respects, even though I would like to think it's not, this is a team sport. And it's very much, oh, well, here, I saw you over there. I'm not playing that shit, you guys. I'm really not. I'm a grown-up. If I am somewhere and people in that chat are denigrating someone that I like, I'll just leave. I'm not going to tell anybody how to run their channel. So that's that. I like who I like and I go where I want to go, and I'm not hating anybody or talking smack about somebody because you don't like them. And the terms of service, not that I've read them, but I know the highlights. And I know for certain the following is not in the terms of service. And that is this. It says nowhere in the terms of service that because I want to have a YouTube channel or you want a YouTube channel, that I owe you or you owe me all of my personal life details, my address. I mean, y'all would not believe some of the shit that people say and ask and do. I have never, nor will I ever, dox anyone. I don't need to know your real name. I don't need to know your last name. I don't care where you live. I don't care what your job is. None of it. And that is not the price of admission to have a YouTube channel. Not the last time I checked. So I mean, all I truly ask of anyone is for you to treat me as I'm going to treat you moving forward. That's it. And I have never, there are people on here that I mean, I'm sure I know some things about them. There are absolutely people on here who know my real details. As far as I know, they have never been shared. I mean, hell, I think most people on here have my damn real phone number. So going forward, I would just appreciate you treating me like I'm going to treat you. Okay. I swear I'm almost done. So let me tell you why I'm not here, okay? Just so everybody knows, because I think it'll help avoid. Hi, toaster oven. Oh, the other channel is Fashionistas, Felons, and Fruit Loops. And it used to be Reality Bites. That was the channel White Rabbit and I had started. We were going to do a lot of like watch and react kind of stuff. And we bit off more than we could chew is basically what happened there. And then, I mean, each of us had our own channels. So I kept it as, I'm trying to remember. I had paid for StreamYard for a few months. And then when it became obvious that like neither one of it was too much. So when I canceled my StreamYard for the Crimes and Fashion, I canceled the StreamYard on Reality Bites. I got rid of Canva, the thing I used to make the thumbnails. So that channel was not deleted. So when I decided to come back, I changed the name to Fashionistas, Felons, and Fruit Loops, and I put it on the StreamYard with Crimes and Fashion for this stream. They're supposed to be streaming at the same time. If they're not, well, it's no big deal. It'll get worked out. So anyway, hi Earth, how are you? And thank you very much. So I'm going to tell you why I'm not here. And hopefully, once I tell you why I'm not here, then I'm going to tell you why I am here. Hopefully that is going to just diffuse anything that might pop off. Because guess what? There's no reason. I promise I'm going to do my damnedest to not give anyone any reason. Oh, that must be I know what I hope it is. Okay. Okay, here's why I'm not here. I'm not here to hunt predators. I'm not here to solve crimes. I'm not here to find missing people. I am not here to cause people who have been hurt by a crime, victims. I'm not here to add to their burden. I'm not here for money. I'm not here for YouTube fame. I am not here to victimize anyone. I'm not here to be a reporter. I'm not here to be a political activist. I'm not a citizen journalist. And I'm not here to drag other YouTubers. Especially that last one, I'm going to try very hard. I really am. I'm not telling you that I'm never going to say anything again. I am me, okay? And I'm hoping you're going to get to know me in a new way. I'm sarcastic. Believe it or not, there's some people who think I'm funny. I'd like to think I'm smart. I know I'm smart. I know what I used to say this all the time, and it remains true. I know what I am, and I know what I'm not. And now that I've told you what I'm not here to do, let me tell you what I want to do. I want to wear my clothes and my shoes. Hi, Buttercup baby. How are you? Silent Troll, how you doing? So yeah, I want to wear my clothes, okay? I want to get out of my sweatpants, my pajamas. I said, even though they're designer sweats, they're still sweats, okay? I want to be able to wear a bra every once in a while. Not that I need one, but, every once in a while I want to feel like a girl and put a damn bra on, okay? You don't have to wear a bra when you wear sweats 24 hours a day. So yeah, I want to wear a bra. It's funny because I think, hey, Platform Boots, how you doing? I think that's the damn opposite of what many women on here would tell you. Hell, most women want to burn that bra, baby. Now listen, Penny Pink Daddy, this is probably the part of it. My goodness, I think you're the only male in here. And if you're not, I apologize. I just missed you. Where's my buddy Mike Stevens? Where's Mike Stevens when we need him? Even though I haven't had to wear a bra in a while, now I still know how to do the, when you do one of these, you put the arm through and you either unsnap the front. I wear Spanx bras, so those go in the front. So you either unsnap in the front or you undo the back, and then you pull it through. And my husband has always been fascinated with that. I forget what he calls that. The bra trick. I don't know. There's some funny name to it. Okay. All right. So I truly, I would like to, just what I'm doing now. I just want to come on here and have a place where we can shoot the shit. I don't need to have a big agenda, okay? Now, White Rabbit is someone that always excelled, and I'm quite certain still does, at just pushing that button and having no agenda and just letting it rip. And there you have it. And it's very natural. I would like to be able to do that. I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to be off the cuff like that, but I would like to. Oh, Selena, you're a fan of the Spanx. I actually know her, the owner of the company. Yes, I do. And I love Spanx as well. Everybody loves Spanx. Hi, Caribbean Kool-Aid. How are you? I remember you. It's nice to see you. It's been a while. Okay, so there's that. Y'all, I had an idea today for a show, and we're doing it. I wrote current events / news, but not political news. I don't give a shit about that. Just, I don't know, whatever strikes my fancy. I do not typically watch the news, but I will look at the YouTube queue for the, the top news. But now here's an example of something I want to do with the fashion. I want to do a fashion police style show. Please do not sue me. I will not use that name, I promise. I want to do that. And I would love to have other creators do. Hey, Dutchie, how are you? Well, I am honored that you would stop by. Is that the real Dutchie? Thank you. I appreciate it. I would love to get like guest co-host other creators, especially ones who don't give a damn about clothes and or fashion. I think that would be epic. I will find the pictures. I want to do the Golden Globes Fashion Police edition. I already asked Coco about that. She said she has a lot of strong feelings about the Golden Globes fashions. Believe it or not, y'all, I haven't even looked at them. I've been very busy, but I'm going to. I want to do that. That's my wheelhouse. That's where I excel. And listen, I didn't say I wanted to stop dragging everybody. I just want I just want to drag people that I don't know. Celebrities, because they deserve it. They get paid too much money. A lot of them, their taste is in their ass. And that's my happy place. That reminds me. Okay, here's another thing I want to do. I'm checking my email, and I have 8,000 of them. Am I the only person who has I don't have as many as some people, but I have several emails now. I don't have them for the reason that a lot of other people have them. I do not have a bunch of sock accounts, you guys. I don't even have one, okay? I have another account called, I made 2 other channel names that I have not used. Queen Ashley, if you're still here, that was me the other day in, I think it was Prissy's chat. You were in there, and I was in there under Zhuzhit like Jaja. You guys in my family, they call me Jaja. That's why I have my name is Jaja. And I was not going to come back here as Crimes and Fashion, because it kind of had to me, it kind of had a little bad juju associated with it. But ultimately, in the end, after making 2 other channel names, one of which is the other one that's supposed to be streaming, Fashionistas, Felons, and Fruit Loops, and Zhuzhit like Jaja, that's the other one. I just decided that, you know what? Good, bad, ugly. I'm coming in again, and I'll come back in as I left and as I started, and that's Crimes and Fashion. So it did have the name recognition factor, which Zara, you mean the stores, or where they manufacture? Zara does not manufacture in the United States, not that I know of. That is fast fashion. It's no bueno. I try not to patronize fast fashion, but I'm not going to bash people that do, because it's very affordable. And my issue with Zara, Forever 21, Charlotte Russe, those places like that, it's mainly my problem is with the labor force that they use. That's mainly my problem with it. But I don't tell other people what to do. It's not, at least I try not to. Okay, so I want to do, as I'm checking one of my 16 million emails, which Not for the reason you think. Here's why I have so many emails. Because every time I go shopping somewhere online and they say, hey, give us your email, we'll give you, some places give you 20% off. So, you know, if it's someplace, I love to shop at Love Shack Fancy. Okay. Their prices are obscene. I usually only buy it when it's on sale. But Love Shack Fancy is a store that if you give them your address or your email address, you get, I think you get either 10 or 15% off. And believe me, it helps. So I keep coming up with new emails so I can get discounts at places like that. So I get a lot of recipes emailed to me, and there's two places they come from. I can't remember the names, but I will look them up because I'm going to give you some of my recipes that I love. Because I'm actually a pretty good cook, believe it or not. Don't let all this fool you. And I like to wear a bra while I cook. So as I'm looking through my email, when you go to the actual recipe, when you click on view recipe from the email, you know, when you go to those sites and they've got all those damn annoying, like there's banners, there's pop-ups, there's things on the side. Well, for once I was actually glad because it gave me a show idea. And what did I see that gave me this idea? I saw, do y'all know who Joyce Meyer is? Joyce Meyer is a female, what I call a televangelist. And she is very charismatic. I'm not particularly a religious person, but I have listened to Joyce Meyer before, and not because I was looking for her, but because I was clicking through, 25 billion channels, and whatever it was she was saying, it just got my attention. And it wasn't like this, yes, she was talking about Bible stuff, but it was just, it was very relatable what she was talking about. And I couldn't even tell you what it was. Clearly it didn't work because I couldn't tell you what it is. But anyway, so Joyce Meyer, now she's always had this very short hair. She's not the most feminine looking woman in the world, but she's, she wears makeup and she presents herself nice. I saw a thumbnail of Joyce Meyer, and I was like, holy shit, what is happening to her? Now, Joyce, if you're listening out there, please, I'm a sinner, forgive me, okay? But Joyce, I'd say you're a believer in the prosperity doctrine for sure, because my God, you are making a plastic surgeon.com. What the hell is happening to her face? Can you tell her when you see her, tell her just please stop, okay? Please, she's got to stop. I mean, I'm a believer in cosmetic things. I'm not like I have never had surgical work, not on my face, but it's like, whoo, ladies. Now listen, I know filler is, well, Joyce Meyer, she would probably say filler is a gift from JC himself. I mean, I certainly think it is. But you got to know when to put the filler down, put the scalpel down. Joyce, you've got to stop, okay? I am so tired. I know I'm not alone, okay? I am so tired of seeing these women with these exploding cheekbones. Okay. And the reason that they do it, all right, when you get, to be an old bat like me, and your skin starts gravity visits the best of us. Okay. It just does. But nowadays that we have all these wonderful non-surgical intervention things like filler, when your skin starts sagging, you can't wait until you're 70 years old and then decide, oh, I think I'll get some filler. No, you got to, when you first start to see the downward slide, well, that's the time for the intervention. So the idea is, and I swear, these are my cheeks. I do not have filler in my cheeks. I am highlighted to the gods with Fenty Kilowatt, the pink one. I can't remember the name. Anyway, yes, Hippiporium, she's got to stop. She has got to stop. She said she's got a perpetual Joker smile. But so the reason all these women have these, you see, especially like on Fox News, okay? And it's not just Fox, but I watch Fox, so I notice it a lot on there. You see lots of women in the media with these just like they look swollen to me. Okay, the idea is when things start to droop, if you do it early enough, they put filler here because if you build this up, it will give you a little bit of a lift. Well, I think some women, maybe Joyce, I don't know, have started a little late. Their train should have left the station a while ago, but for whatever reason, they're late to the filler game. So they just believe in quantity versus quality. I mean, at some point, filler's only going to do so much, but there is a point between none and only going to do so much. I don't know what's happening to Joyce's face, but it's too much. And Joyce is not alone. There are so many. I promise you, I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to find a bunch of plastic surgery train wreck disasters, and we're going to wreck them. Okay, this is my happy place. This is what I like to do. And I know you guys like to see this from me. I just want you to see it. Not with my YouTube colleagues. No, we're going to do it with celebrities and people we don't know. So, like Priscilla Presley. Now, I'm not going to bust on Priscilla right now because, all joking aside, I feel for her. Can you imagine? You have outlived your husband, who became ex-husband, but I absolutely believe she probably loved the man to this day. So you've outlived your husband. I'm sure her parents are dead. Her grandson, and now her daughter. And Lisa Marie, in my opinion, she died of a broken heart. A broken heart helped along by, whatever medication she was on. But Hippiporium. Oh, I'm a firm believer in Botox. I myself, I would just, Botox, if you're out there, call me. I would love to sponsor your product. Hippie, it's like anything else. Everything in moderation. All those things like Botox, filler, even surgery. It's supposed to enhance you. It's not supposed to make you look like a circus freak. So, okay. All right, so we're going to do that. I still would like to do reality show, watch and react, but not not commit to an entire season of multiple shows. That's what Rabbit and I, that's where we went wrong. We had big plans, but I don't think either one of us fully appreciated how just what an endeavor that was going to be. So, but I would still like to take maybe a show I've never seen before. And what would be fun would be to not start at episode 1, but jump in like, I don't know, maybe in the middle somewhere. Because let's face it, these people are not deep. It is not hard to figure out. So there's that. Okay, so I want to do that. And then I want to revisit something that I needed your help years ago. For what? .com. Oh, no, it's never too late. No. Anyway, I started doing this back in the day, and I want to do it again, but I want to do it more in depth, more things, and make it like a whole show, not just a mention 1 or 2 things every day. No. And that is Lisa's favorite things, kind of like Oprah's favorite things. Well, Lisa has her favorite things. And I'm going to tell you one of my favorite things right now that I'm totally obsessed with, because I'm actually now, if I've known about this product for a long time. I've never bought it before. Had I run across it in a store in the summertime, it wouldn't have been here in Florida. It wouldn't have been out in the summertime. I've known the name of this company. I've known what they do. When I was in Tennessee, I went to a fantastic store in downtown Knoxville called Bliss Boutique. Fabulous. They had, and not expensive. They carried tons of different brands. They actually, did you know that Dolly Parton has her own line? Well, let's see. She wrote a book called For Kids. I think it's for kids. Well, there's Coat of Many Colors. Do you know what she does in this? My aunt told me this because she lives in Tennessee. In the state of Tennessee, any child, all you have to do is sign up and you will get a book from Dolly Parton. How cool is that? She's a huge proponent of early literacy. She's got, what was it? There just some other like retail products. This was a really cool store. So this company I'm talking about, I actually bought a gift for someone else from this company. But they had some of it out in the store. They carried quite a bit of the clothing. Drum roll, please. And when I got home, I went, well, you know how this thing and the computer, this is an Apple Watch, but you know how they're always listening. Well, lo and behold, this company showed up somewhere in my feed. And of course, I clicked the button and bought a few things. And that is Barefoot Dreams. If you don't know about this company and you live any place it's cool, please check them out. I bought a blanket. It's not a bed blanket. I think it's 55 by 65 inches. My husband's always bitching about those, what does he call them? He's like, those little blankets you buy, they're like, for regular sized people, they're like towels. When you go to Home Goods or one of those places and you just pick up those little throw blankets, well, to me, they look like they're for normal people, but I'm very short. So my husband's tall. So I thought, I'm going to get a blanket. They do make bedding products, I believe. It's the pile is about that thick. And I think it's just polyester, but It is the softest, snuggliest. Oh my God, it's amazing. Don't have a heart attack. Oh God. Oh, I'm sorry. I have sciatic nerve problems and I'm getting electric shock down my left hip and thigh. Oh, let me switch positions. God dang it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it hurts so bad. Anyway, when I was in this store, they had a rounder of clothing and I felt it and I was like, oh my God, that is so amazing. So I went home and I bought a blanket and it's pricey. It's not like, it's not, untouchable pricey, but it's not cheap. But I've never felt, I am not a fan of the polyester, nor am I a proponent of polyester, but this is not like any kind of polyester I've ever felt. It is the warmest thing. And if you live any place cold, oh my God, it's amazing. And imagine my surprise when I went to their website and, the lovely drop down menu and what are you going to look at? And they had a Barbie capsule collection. And I clicked on it and I was like, oh my God, tell me they have a giant ass Barbie blanket. And they did, which I did not buy because I just couldn't. It was no, not for a throw blanket. If it had fit on my bed, I would have bought it, but not for a throw blanket. But the apparel, even though it was girls sizing, I can wear like a 12, 14 and juniors. So I bought it's a hoodie and it's just like, it's not Barbie pink, which is, I was kind of surprised, but the picture was very accurate to the color that it actually was. And it's just a really pretty, like dusty rose. And then I didn't say dusty roads. I said dusty rose, R-O-S-E, rose, like the flower, the color. Yes, it's beautiful. And then it just says in the Barbie script, it said Barbie in white. I'm trying to wear all my winter clothes in the next, I think 3 days. I've got like, I need to wear every fur piece I have. I need to wear every sweater. I think I'm going to change my clothes like 8 times today. So, because Florida doesn't rarely go, below 80. And I think it's in the 60s here today. It's nice. It's kind of damp, but so yeah, I want to do, and as I was snuggled under that blanket this morning, I thought, damn, I love finding something new that I didn't know about. And then I love to tell people about it. And I promise, I did some of this before. And oh, Kiki Eyes, that's so nice. Her comment says, I go to schools when they're getting rid of their school books and get new ones. They give them to me and I give them to the neighborhood children. That is so nice. That's amazing. I love to hear something like that. Oh, Kiki, I'm not like me and Dolly. I don't know Dolly. I don't. I do like any woman who one of her catchphrases is, it costs a lot of money to look this damn cheap. I've always liked that. And I loved the movie 9 to 5 whenever it comes on. If I'm swiping through the queue and I see it, I always watch. But there's a lot of people who absolutely adore Dolly Parton. I don't have anything against her, but I'm not like, anyway. So yeah. But if I ever like tell you guys about something, I really like it. If I tell you about something, I really like it. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to really like it, but I just like when I come across things I didn't know about before that I want to share them, like Oprah. And you never know. You guys might be in here one day and I might say, you get a candle and you get a car and you get a blanket. Probably not though. But I don't know. Stranger things might have happened. Okay. All right, you guys. So yeah. And some of the things I wrote down, like I'm talking TVs, books, movies, YouTube channels, makeup, home goods, gadgets, recipes, all that kind of stuff. I love to read. I don't read as much as I used to. That was another thing I did when I put the YouTube down. When I was reading, all my life, I have been a prolific reader. I read early and have read all my life. And YouTube started taking up so much of my time that instead of reading at night, like I always did, and then I would usually fall asleep. But when I got off of YouTube, blew my channel up, stopped watching, I got back to reading at least an hour every night. I mean, when I was reading a lot, I can read a book in a day. Not a 700-page book, but 250, 300 pages, I can read that in a day. I can read very fast and comprehend it. That was just, since I was a little girl, that was something that I was blessed with. I can't do math worth of shit. Anything that goes past these, I need a calculator. But all right, kids, I think I'm gonna wrap it. The only other thing I wanted to say was I did kind of the blanket. You want to see the blanket? You know what? Oh God, I'm sorry, my hip is killing me. I think it's in my bedroom. That's why I was doing this, because I was trying to see if it was on the couch. I think it's in my bedroom. I promise I will bring it next time. But what I was going to say is, before I came in here, I was kind of toying with the idea of trying to do "Bye, Mamita, you have a good day." I was kind of toying with the idea of coming up with a schedule, but I don't want to say that I'm going to do that, because the minute I do, something's going to happen, and chances are it would be the first time I, said I was going to be on one, and then something would happen. So, but I'll tell you this, my motto is going to be quality over quantity. I am not going to be in here every day. I'm not going to be dropping videos every day. I do like the videos, and I did get another lavalier, so the sound will be better. And I like the videos because that way I can just show you what I'm wearing and tell you what I'm going to talk about. So I'll still do that. I'm going to keep them short. But I'm not going to be coming in here every day. You don't need to hear from me every day. When I've got something fun to talk about, we'll kibitz and reconvene. So with that, I think I'm going to say thank you very much to everyone who stopped in. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the comments, the watch, the support, the really nice messages. I truly appreciate it. And I promise I'm going to really try to do better this time. I think I've learned a lot from the last go round. At least I hope I have. And I don't want the drama. I don't want the heavy. I don't want the hate. I don't want any of that. I want to have a good time, and we're still going to drag people. We're just going to drag people that we don't know. Okay. All right, y'all. I hope everyone will have a fantastic weekend. Go do something fun. Put the YouTube down. If you're even thinking that, and I'm not even kidding, if you're even thinking a little bit, Queen Ashley, girl, I love you. Thank you, Caribbean Kool-Aid. Pretty girl. I remember you. If you're even thinking a little bit that like, oh man, this YouTube, if you see it like having you act out of your norm, come out of pocket, so to speak, here's the good news. You can walk away, and when you come back, nothing will have changed, and you can pick up wherever you left off. And here's the bad news. You can put it down, you can walk away, you can come back and pick it up, and nothing will have changed. Just remember, what do they say? Don't hate the play, I hate the game. So you change what you can change. So I'm hoping I got this screwed on straight, and we're going to go forward from a better place. Thanks, Dazed. I'm glad you stopped by. It's nice to see you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. And I will be back beginning of the week sometime. We'll do something fun. And next, I'm telling you, Golden Globes. Got to do it, quickly because, just so we know, everybody mark it on your calendar. The first Monday in May. Everybody, class, what happens in the first Monday of May? Well, that is the Super Bowl of Fashion, also known as the Met Ball. And this year, Chanel is the theme. And it pains me to say this, but even Chanel can get it wrong. We better hope, because it's going to be mighty boring if I just have to sit up here and talk about how beautiful everything is. So have no fear. There's more celebrities that have terrible taste. There's no shortage of things we can do. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.